All right, this is going to be a quick video on how to do an oil change on a 2019 Ram 1500 with a Hemi. All right, let's get to it. All right, here's the truck. First things first is we're going to pop the hood, and then we're going to take off the oil cap. All right, the hood is up, and the oil cap is going to be right here. Let's twist that off, and then we'll get to the second part. We're going to take our creeper and then our oil pan, and we're going to go ahead and slide underneath the bottom of the truck, right underneath the engine. Okay, so we're under the truck. Your oil drain plug is going to be right at the bottom of the engine, on the bottom of the oil pan in the back. You're just going to take that off, and then you're going to put your oil pan underneath it so it goes into it. Okay, so it's just a 13 millimeter. You're going to go ahead and break it free and let all the oil drain out. All right, once it gets to about this point, it's all drained. You're just going to put your bolt back in and tighten it back up. Clean off any excess oil that gets everywhere with a paper towel. And then we'll move to the last part. When you're putting the bolt back on, just thread it in by hand till it's snug. Then just take your 13, and then I like it just to be snug. These oil bolts typically don't leak, at least on all the cars I've had, so you should be fine. So on the right hand side of your engine, just up from the drain bolt, you're gonna see this oil filter. And then what you're gonna do, this is a K&N one, so it has a nut on the bottom that you could use a wrench to break loose. I always recommend K&N, even for their filter quality. But if you don't, they sell these little wrenches that go around it and twist it off. So this one's already loose. I already broke it free, so we're just gonna spin it out and then put the oil pan underneath it. So it will make a mess everywhere. Don't worry though. Just clean up with some paper towels. So once that's off, you're gonna wait for it to stop dripping, and then you're gonna put your new one on. Okay, so this is what you're gonna need for your oil change. 7 quarts, 0W20. That's what's recommended with the filter. I just use this cheap little microguard filter because I'm not gonna keep the oil in there long because I'm gonna do a cam on it. But I usually recommend K&N. So that's what you're gonna need, and then we'll go ahead and put that oil filter in now. All right, so this is the ring on the oil filter. You just need to dab some oil over the seal, and then you're gonna slide it right back on where it came off of, on the right side of the engine over there. There it is. There's what it looks like. There's a better angle for you. So this is an oil filter wrench. There's several different types. This is the one I have. You're just gonna put it, after you get it hand tight, you're gonna put it on your oil filler, and then you'll turn it to the right just to make it a little more snug. This is what it's going to look like, and then you're just gonna twist it over to a side and tighten it up. All right, let's go ahead and pop our funnel and the oil filler, and then we're gonna go ahead and pour in our oil. All right, so just go ahead and take your filter out, get some paper towels, and then go ahead and put your cap back on. It does just hand tight. And then let's go ahead, check for leaks, and then so once the truck is fully warmed up, you're gonna find this right here called engine oil. You're gonna pull it out, and lift it all the way out, and then there's gonna be some grooves on the bottom. See if I could show you. So these are the grooves that you're gonna see on the bottom. Those little dots right there, that's where the oil has to be between. So to check that, you're just gonna wipe it off with a paper towel.
to get it clear. Realistically, you want to wipe off the whole thing, but for this demonstration, I'm just doing that. Then when you put it back in, you make sure that it is fully seated. If I can even get it in there. All right, so you're gonna wipe out the end. You're gonna push it in there until it's fully seated at the bottom. You're gonna want to do this on a level surface too. I'm on a driveway, so not a great, explanation, but just listen to what I say, not as I do. And so then you're gonna pull it out. You're just gonna check that it's between those two dots, which it is. Well above it. Looks like it's actually about here, which is fine. It's not too much of an overfill. And then you're good to go. Okay, so you're going to need to reset the oil life gauge in your truck. So what you're going to do is you're going to find the start button. You're going to keep your foot off the brake. You're going to click it once, then click it twice. Once the gauges go over like that, you're going to wait for the HUD to start showing. And then you're going to use the D-pad on the left-hand side right here to control it. And then you're just going to go to Vehicle Info, which is right there. And then you could scroll through because it won't pop up. And you're going to find the hold OK to reset oil life. Then you're just going to hold OK down. And then there you go. Takes a second. You might have to play with it a little bit. Hit OK a couple times. And now you're at 100%, so you're ready to go. Okay, so that is reset doing the oil on a 2019 Ram 1500 with a 5.7 Hemi. I hope it helps. I hope you could do it quickly, and stay tuned for the next video. Thanks.